what if I told you that Orochimaru knew about Omnipotence years before it actually happened? And that he's been preparing Mitsuki for this very event? What if I told you that Mitsuki is the chosen one, the illuminated one, a child of prophecy? Well, you probably ask me to say more. Say less. Okay, so in order for all of this to track, we need to rewind the clock a little bit and go all the way back to Boruto episode 39. Now, what makes this episode so special is that we get a flashback during Mitsuki's time with Orochimaru long before he joined Konoha. In this episode, we learn that Orochimaru has fabricated a conflict designed to awaken Mitsuki's Sage Mode powers. Okay, so since we're linking this episode to Orochimaru's knowledge about future events, it's important to view this episode under the lens of omnipotence. So Mitsuki wakes up with no memories about who he is. However, he's later told by Suigetsu that his memories were stolen during a mission. Orochimaru goes on to say that the shinobi who stole Mitsuki's memories also has the abilities to manipulate people's minds by implanting memories. However, he also can take the memories that he stole and reinsert them. That's why they need to capture him alive. So what you'll start to notice is that the events in this episode parallel what happened in the Boruto manga as it pertains to the casting of Omnipotence. The version of Omnipotence casted by Ada and Kawaki had the ability to insert false memories, and Mitsuki's enemy in this episode has the same ability, just not in the same way. Now, remember when I told you that Mitsuki started this episode off with no memories of who he was? Well, that means he was a blank slate from the word go. Remember, this entire scenario was created by Orochimaru to facilitate his needs. Nothing that's being told to Mitsuki is real. And what we see later on in the episode is that they try to force Mitsuki to choose one of them over the other. Now in this instance, I want you to replace Orochimaru with Kawaki and Log with Boruto. Orochimaru is manipulating Mitsuki in this scenario while also saying that he's his ally. Conversely, Log is saying that Orochimaru is lying about everything while also trying to position himself as Mitsuki's ally as well. Now, we learned early in the episode that this was the 6th attempt at this particular scenario. However, during this attempt, Mitsuki wouldn't be manipulated by either one of them. He would choose a third option, the path of liberation. Now, towards the end of this episode, we would learn that not only did Orochimaru want Mitsuki to awaken Sage Mode, but he also wanted him to develop the ability to think on his own.
He didn't choose to side with either one of us. He opted for a third choice. One that was all his own.
Now in this episode, Orochimaru says that Mitsuki is meant to be the light, the moonlight in the darkness of the night sky, illuminating everything around him. Because of Orochimaru's scenario, he has the ability to choose a third option rather than the ones that are presented to him by Omnipotence or the world at large. We know he possesses the capacity to choose Boruto as his son, while also fulfilling his destiny to be the light in the night sky which illuminates the darkness that is Kawaki, the broken vessel. The symbolism of the broken vessel is synonymous with Kawaki's character. No, he's not physically broken, but psychologically, mentally, absolutely. Now, Orochimaru pulls out a cup that housed the elixir which took away Mitsuki's memories for this particular scenario. Mitsuki had dropped that cup early on in the episode which caused it to break. I believe that that cup is symbolic for Kawaki because Log later says,
"A cracked vessel can't hold anything."
I believe that Log chose Boruto to be Mitsuki's guide, Mitsuki's son, because they saw the future, and in said future, Kawaki and Boruto developed a bond which led to Omnipotence and them switching histories. So linking Mitsuki up with Boruto was done deliberately, and it had to be him specifically because Kawaki in the future only linked up with Boruto. If they sent him to Sarada, then it wouldn't have worked. It's that bond that Mitsuki developed with Boruto, and of course Kawaki is now Boruto in his eyes, that is going to allow him to stand next to Kawaki in the darkness and illuminate him. So now that we've established what Mitsuki's destiny actually is, we need to go back in reverse and take a look at Orochimaru, because if he knew about the future, the question is, how? And if we take a look at Soneri Otsutsuki on the moon, he seems to have knowledge about a future calamity that involves Boruto as well. So I wonder, how is it that all of these characters seem to know it's coming? And are we meant to believe that they're not working together? Orochimaru is full of mysteries, and this is just one of them, and hopefully we've explored this pretty well. Soneri Otsutsuki is another mysterious character, but we'll get to him in a future video. I'm turning my eyes to Amato next, so stay tuned for that video. But with that being said, listen man, this is absolutely brilliant, genius level intellect by Kishimoto. Sometimes it takes time to get the best ingredients, and Kishimoto's been cooking up something real nice for a long time. And as we all know, some of the best dishes get tossed in the crock pot and it sits there and stews for a minute. And if this theory is true, Kishimoto, salutes to you, brother. However, if you have something interesting to say in the comments section, think about leaving a comment. I would love to hear your opinions on this theory. With that being said, don't forget to subscribe and rate. I'm your humble host Mello, signing out. I'll catch you guys in the next one, but remember, never stop dreaming. Later. We were talking about if Boruto mastered like Momo, basically like what's his dynamic, does he have his powers, whatever. One of the reasons I don't think that can happen off panel is because Kawaki wants to eradicate the Otsutsuki, right? I think he said that. So yeah, it seems like he hasn't made any strides in doing so for 3 years. I think Bar had like a theory that I really liked, that Kawaki would like hop between dimensions taking out Otsutsuki. He clearly hasn't done that. So it looks like the singular entity that's the representation of that goal is just Boruto, at least for now. So if Boruto has control over Momoshiki, that removes Kawaki's motivation going into part 2. It's too early for that motivation to be removed, I believe. So that's another reason why I believe Boruto can't master Momoshiki. I think we need to see that resolve itself. We're owed that. And also it doesn't make sense for Kawaki's motivations as a character this early in the series. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, true. No, that's true, because I think he'll still have to sense Momoshiki, know Momoshiki's presence is still around, so yeah, he can have that. So he can see Boruto as still a threat, because if he masters Momo's abilities and Momo can no longer really take over his body and he can't escape any type of thing like that, then I don't think Kawaki will consider it a threat. But he may still, though. You never know. Because his presence is still around, like how Ishiki's essence isn't around no more. Like, nobody can sense it. He can't sense Ishiki around. He knows he's gone. But Momoshiki, he continues to see, even though he's supposed to be gone.
Yeah, he might. It just depends on how it's done for sure. But, you know, if Kawaki just wants to make 100% sure, I don't know, it's just odd. Like, he doesn't seem to be in any rush to bring Naruto back. Like, I'm not going to bring you back until I like resolve all these conflicts, and he hasn't done anything for 3 years. So it's odd. It's kind of weird. I don't know. I think maybe
we don't really know what he has done in that 3 years.
That's what I'm saying. He could have been putting in work. He could have been spinning blocks. You never know.
That's how he got. Maybe that's how he got more triangles. You know, he been practicing with his dojutsu, going around snapping those Susuke necks.
I think he had to stay to deal with Code's claw marks, because if you look in the chapter, it says that Code has consistently been probing Konoha for the most part, like the outskirts. Like, he comes by so frequently, so this happens often. And
Shadow
I think,
clone.
But But he's been doing that since
Shadow
part one,
Clone.
though. Like, no, but like he's been true, but like he's been doing that since part one, and it's not necessarily like every single day. Like Kawaki could dip out for a second and come back, and if it's like as unorganized as just killing one Otsutsuki member, Kawaki can do that in like 5 minutes. Like he's on the upper tiers now. Like he's
But how do we know
surpassed.
if he's on the upper tier? Like Ishiki might be fodder, relatively speaking, to other Otsutsuki. We don't know that.
Maybe the
All due
Otsutsuki
respect.
that
So-
he ran into from this now has not been on
but no,
Ishiki's level.
we've seen a bunch of other Otsutsuki members that are not on Ishiki.
That's what I'm saying.
level.
That's the point
Yeah.
I was bringing up.
Like who?
Yeah, Tonetti. Like
Oh, come on, that's like a side branch.
Orochiki,
He's like a overgrown Hyuga.
Kaguya.
come, yeah, Kaguya.
Man, Kaguya putting that brother on the shirt,
Like,
bro. In fact, she
these
already
are
did.
please.
She already did.
She had to
Every time.
catch him off guard, just like how you said.
Nah,
You
bro.
just said. Okay, then what you said about Boruto catching Code off guard. That doesn't stand up. Then you can scale that. Then
Bro, what are you talking? It makes perfect sense. He literally has an ability to suppress his chakra.
so does Kaguya.
Do you know that?
She's an Otsutsuki.
No,
That's
but
an Otsutsuki power.
But you're assuming that though, because it was never seen. Like it might be just something.
Yeah,
that
she
these-
did. She snuck up on Sasuke and Naruto. They didn't sense her presence.
This is a fact.
Okay. So let's give her that. What's your point?
My point is, she snuck up on the brother and cut him in half. He
Yeah,
wasn't
this is the
paying attention.
Otsutsuki power. No,
wait,
this is an
no.
Otsutsuki power.
If we're assuming
Bro.
if we're giving her stuff like Boruto and Kawaki, I wouldn't Ishiki censor.
Bro, if my son came and popped
But
me
wait,
in
sorry,
Wait,
real quick. I need you to answer this
no.
question. Like, wouldn't he be able
Okay,
to
go ahead,
censor
go
though?
Even if
you do
No.
make a good point there.
no,
though,
bump
because
that.
why-
Even
oh, go
if
ahead,
he
go ahead.
sensed her, like, why are we adding multiple different stipulations? That was his wife. He didn't expect.
Bro, how do you?
her to,
Bro,
like,
he okay,
to, like,
Mr.
switch on him. That
Headcanon.
was his wife. What
This
are we
brother
doing
said
here?
that's his
That was-
wife. Bro, I ain't read that
Where-
chapter. What chapter was that?
Yeah, I ain't see that one. But I think that he trusted her. I think he had
Yeah,
trust
like,
in her though. I think he trusted her at one point, and
They were
he didn't
teammates.
think that she was gonna betray her,
Yeah.
betray him. I'm
Exactly.
sorry.
Bro, why we subscribe? Why we giving this brother all? He trusted her. He loved her. That's his wife. Like,
I'm not saying
God
he
damn.
loved her. That was Bara. I'm just saying he trusted her because
How
they
you know
came
he
there
trusted her?
because they supposedly came there with the same goal.
Does that
That
imply
was their
trust?
Otsutsuki way. I mean, I
Bro,
guess
Momoshiki trusts
have some
Kinshiki.
type of
Every
trust.
duo.
Wait, but
we see
they're
trust each other.
but they're not the same people though. You don't know their
That's
dynamic.
true.
She literally had
true.
incentive to put them on a shirt. She was literally calling them heartless motherfuckers in her little
But-
flashback thing in the anime.
But yeah, that was.
But I'm
something
pretty
that
sure
Ishiki probably didn't know.
in the
though.
dialogue they made it clear that it was like a surprise thing. Like it wasn't like, oh, Ishiki known that she switched sides. And like he was preparing for
Well,
it.
when number one, so says Amato. Okay, I'll take that with a grain of salt.
Oh my.
That's number one. But number two, let's
So now the
assume
whole
that's
thing in question. Now we
What-
don't even know if Kage actually did
what-
kill Ishiki. Maybe it was someone else.
what,
Like,
what,
if that's the case,
number one. Yeah, is 100% in question.
Like Ishiki.
But let's assume it's true. That's not her problem. If we giving her, she can mask her
if
chakra.
we got to assume one thing true. We could assume the other thing's true.
What? She put him on a shirt. I agree. That is true. That's the thing that happened for 1,000
Nah, that
years.
he was caught off guard. That he was caught.
How
off
is he
guard.
caught off guard if he can sense her presence, bro? You literally gave him that just now.
He does not expect, he does not expect Kage Otsutsuki to flip. They both.
How do you know
they
that?
They both from the same set. They both from the same set.
Nah,
We both
nah.
know that
You
they're
just
Otsutsuki.
giving
But
him.
be real though.
You
Be
get-
real.
nah, you
wait
just
a minute.
no. You just giving him a state
minute,
of mind that's not
there is
confirmed in the canon, bro. What are you doing?
There is literally rules in the Otsutsuki clan that states one Otsutsuki member can't kill another Otsutsuki member. Like it was caught off guard. Like we know this. Like what are we doing?
Wait, why are you assuming those rules were instated 1,000 years ago? Like we only learned about
Now
that
we just
1,000
bringing
years.
multiple things into it. Now,
Well, I think that makes sense. I think that makes perfect sense. Like there's really no reason to assume either way, like when that rule was like established. Like we don't fucking know. All we do know is that when we heard about it, it was in effect.
Oh my god!
I think that was a rule. I think that was a law of the Otsutsuki. You're not supposed to kill another Otsutsuki member. I don't think that was something that was.
I mean, I think that's fair to say. Like I say, either way, we don't know. All we know is when we heard it. under the conditions in which we heard it.
That, but I still I'm going with Ishiki is far stronger than Kaguya.
In even, I mean that's
Jigen is far stronger than Kaguya.
Jigen,
Momoshiki is stronger than Kaguya.
Okay, tell me how he wins. How does Jigen beat Kaguya?
Momoshiki is stronger than Kaguya. Speed Blitz.
How a Speed Blitz and then does what?
A Speed Blitz and then Taijutsus her, like destroys
her ass.
So he punches and kicks her to death.
Not even her shadow whatever. I mean not shadow. Her bone jutsu shit will work on Ishiki. You can just shrink it like. Dude, so you just drop pillars on her, like.
I'm super interested in like how Jigen beats her, since Bara put Jigen over Kaguya, but even beyond that,
Momoshiki.
Real quick. So just because, okay, so this is what I'm meant to believe. He trusted her for reasons that I don't know where you read that, but he trusted her, but he could sense her. Stated. Okay, so he can sense her. She can't mask anything from him. He can sense her, but she still managed to sneak him. And your rationale for that is that he trusted her, right? Just want to make sure I'm keeping up. Okay. Yes. And then you're saying, okay, well, he didn't expect her to kill him because the law of the clan. But wouldn't...
it wasn't just the law of the clan. It's multiple things.
Like, well, I want to address two things. Number one, you can do something like, look at Batman. He don't kill you, but he like fucking cripples you, okay? There are things that you can do to a person worse than death, okay? And I think she did it. She took the man's dick, okay? That's tragic. That's number one. Number two, right? I'm not going to give him a state of mind like trusting her that wasn't confirmed in the canon material. So I'm not even going to assume that he did trust her. So even if you think he was banking on the law of the clan to stop her from killing him, that wouldn't imply that this would stop her from harming him.
But I said it's multiple things. It's not just.
But do you agree with what I just said? Is it possible to harm and not kill?
Yeah, no, I never said it wasn't that. I just said that.
Okay, I'm just curious.
It would probably prevent Kage from actually trying to kill Ishiki Otsutsuki. That was probably what he was thinking. Like, but even still, like, if the plan was to do worse, he's still not expecting Kaguya to flip. I got the chapter pulled up. Amato said, and again, if you want to question Amato, we got to question this whole entire thing. That we got to question if Kage even did anything.
I do question all of it, but yes, please.
Then the whole conversation can't even happen then. So, but he said Kaguya suddenly turned. He said Kaguya suddenly turned against Ishiki, caught off guard. Ishiki suffered enough damage to be on the verge of death. Caught off guard. It said she suddenly flipped. Suddenly, which means that at a certain point, majority of the time, they were good. Then she suddenly turned against Ishiki.
But that's not that's not what that implies though. Suddenly could just be in reference to when she did the act. It doesn't have to be in reference to their dynamic.
What do you mean when she did the act?
Like, hey, she suddenly made a move on him. That doesn't imply that they had some kind of like trust dynamic. It just means that she made a sudden quick move.
No, that's what it is. Turned against Ishiki isn't an actual attack move. That's not an actual attack.
No, I'm talking about the word sudden.
But she suddenly turned against. That's the pronoun. I mean, that's the adjective for turned against Ishiki Otsutsuki. Like that doesn't mean she suddenly attacked Ishiki. No, she suddenly flipped on him. Like,
okay. What's your point?
It caught Ishiki off guard, which means that we can't really use that as a feat for Kage Otsutsuki.
Wait, I'm not trying to use it as a feat for him. I'm trying to say, like, for her. Sorry, Kaguya. What I'm saying is, if you're going to give her and him the abilities of the Otsutsuki, right? Because obviously Kawaki's abilities come from him, right? Then they can mask their chakra presence, and they can also sense it. So the whole idea of him getting caught off guard is weird, because then he can sense her, right? We agree so far, right?
Yes, but that doesn't matter. He's not in a battle with Kage. Like, he's not expecting to have to sense Kage Otsutsuki. Like, that's not what he's doing.
That's a him problem, though. All of the like turn on him, like, none of this implies what their dynamic is outside of them coming to that planet together. That's it. That's all.
So So you believe it's possible that they were in a constant
It's possible
state of
that they hold on.
so they
It's
were in a
possible.
constant state of battle, and he
Hold
was
on,
still trying to locate Kaguya in case she did do something.
Hold on. It's possible that he could have some type of trust in her because they could have possibly been doing this over and over again. They do live for a long ass time. So can't just say that, you know, this is the first time they went to a planet and harvested a chakra fruit. So Kaguya might have gained his trust and over the years, and then when they got to Earth, that's when she changed her mind. She fell in love with a human, blah blah blah, and then she flipped on him or whatever.
I think that's a cute story. I mean, but it's not like confirmed.
I mean, but yeah, I know, I understand what you're saying, but since it's not confirmed, we can only go off of what we've been told so far.
Yeah. So she turned on him, but her
she turned
turning on him doesn't imply
she broke his heart, bro.
Oh God,
broke his dick too.
That
broke his heart.
Yes,
that's me. I take it too far. I don't know how I be coming up with
but
this stuff.
The word suddenly turn doesn't imply what their specific dynamic is in terms of them being him having like great trust in her, or them being like husband and wife or whatever like silly thing you were talking about.
I don't think she's like husband and wife, but like I think he trusted her. I think because they were partners, bro. So like I'm saying, I don't think this is the first mission they went on to harvest a chocolate fruit from another planet. So like I don't think, like, from their track record, she was most likely pretty much just like obedient to Ishiki. And I mean, unless you can imply that she was scared to be sacrificed to the Ten Tails, but they say that they put a karma so they can reverse that shit. So I don't know.
Yeah. So we're assuming like the quantity of the missions that they went on, right, implies like some kind of trust that was built up over a period of time. Like we're attributing like human attributes to like these deities.
No.
Nah,
I'm going by I'm going by the lore. I don't know. I'm going by
speak
the lore.
on it. You literally gave me the words.
The lore says, then a problem arose, and then goes directly into Kaguya suddenly turned against Ishiki Otsutsuki. The problem arose is a negative, which means that whatever they were before the suddenly flipped was the positive. So before Kaguya suddenly turned on Ishiki, she wasn't like at odds with Ishiki. Like they were cool.
What I'm saying is none of that implies that they trusted each other, like you said. They could be working in tandem for a common goal and not trust each other.
Let's say they didn't trust each other at all, not one iota. She still caught him off guard.
I'm not negating that. I've never once denied that. What are you talking about? My only thing is,
my
only thing is, if you're going to give them these abilities, he should be able to sense her. Like, how did he catch her off guard? It's clearly not like a power-based thing. So what you must be alluding to is an emotional-based thing. But you don't have any like confirmation to confirm how they felt about each other. Just because they did some things together doesn't imply what their specific dynamic was outside of them working together for a common goal. But clearly that goal wasn't common.
The plot implies that. A problem arose, which means that prior to the problem, they were good.
Bro, we having a different conversation, bro. I'm not even talking about what it implies. I'm perfectly fine with you arriving at some kind of conclusion based upon this. I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm just saying, if you're going to start giving characters states of mind that wasn't confirmed, or abilities that like weren't confirmed for characters or whatever, then I'm just saying it's really weird to me how this dude got caught off guard, since I don't know what his state of mind was as it pertains to her. And just because they're doing some stuff together does not imply that they have trust for one another. It's like fucking it's like, I don't know, you're probably not a Star Wars fan, but for my Star Wars fan, they'll get this reference. It's like Darth Vader and Emperor Palpatine. They're working together to rule the Empire, but Palpatine is always looking behind his shoulder, making sure Anakin spoilers. Darth Vader's not about to like fucking strike him down and become more powerful than he ever imagined, right? Like, you can work in unison in a direction with a person and not trust them. And I look at the Otsutsuki and how they behave near each other, right? How Orochimaru was around Momoshiki, right? And the transference of power is the law of the clan. He literally ate that dude. Kinshiki cared about that dude, I think. And he ate him so callously. It was so callous, in fact, that they made a point to show the facial expressions of Sasuke, Naruto, and Boruto. And Sasuke even said, I mean, Naruto said, your own comrade. And he just murdered the dude just for power. So to me, it looks like that dynamic exists within their culture to where they're fucking parasitic as fuck. And the law of the clan is the transference of power. So if you're getting caught off guard while being real quick, if you're getting caught off guard while being in a clan like that behaves like that has laws like that moves like that, that's a you problem.
All right, then it's an Ishiki problem. I don't know what to tell you. That's an Ishiki problem, but you got caught off guard. Like, that's an Ishiki problem.
That's all I'm saying.
Hey,
there's no justification for it. He couldn't have got caught off guard via power, because if you think they sense each other, then that's an L for him. He couldn't got caught off guard from an emotional standpoint for all the reasons I just mentioned. Their clan literally are fucking the transference of power. They're demon time on each other all day, every day. So like, what was it? He was just stupid as fuck.
Kinshiki and Momoshiki trusted each other.
And look what happened to Kinshiki. The motherfucker got turned to a fruit and murdered.
But he offered himself though.
No, but he was so cold. Like he's like, don't hesitate. Like I will. He just fucking ate. Like there was no emotional, no nothing. There was no pause. No, man, I don't know if I should do. Like maybe we can find another way. He just said no hezzy. He just sucked that dude up and ate him. And literally was like, the transference of power is the law of our clan. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. They go by a different creed than
so
others.
if you live amongst motherfuckers who own demon time like that will literally like betray any kind of feelings or trust or whatever that they may have had for you for a power, ain't no way in hell you dropping your guard around another motherfucker, because they always fiending for power. It's literally the law of the clan.